Well, hello there guys, and welcome back to Let's Learn Civilization. The last video was a little bit lengthy, but oh well, never mind, I'll try and keep this one a little bit shorter. So, at the end of the last video, we discovered we had a bandit camp up here, some barbarians, which we want to try and take out as quick as we can. They still have a habit of respawning in the Fog of War areas. And we also had quite a lot of barbarians down here, which we are trying to deal with a combination of our Pictish warriors and with our standard warriors. Hopefully they get that camp wiped out. Further to that, we have some settlers which we are trying to get to this hill over here and hopefully set up our third city. It's a little bit delayed. We did manage to get some more workers. We need to make a couple more caravans because we are still a little bit behind with trade routes. So we're going to pop into the next turn and see exactly what happens. This road has now shifted itself, so we now have Dublin connected to Edinburgh via a trade route. So this trade route has absolutely nothing to do with trade caravans, because trade caravans were added in Brave New World. Whenever you connect one of your cities to your capital via a road, this little icon appears below it, and this will give you a gold bonus to both cities depending upon the size of the city. So we will be getting additional gold from having that trade route there. See, 7 gold per turn from connections between your cities and your capital. Also what we're going to have is, if you have a city that is on another continent and you can't connect to it via a road, 2 cities on the coast with a harbour count as a connection as well. So we've got that connection between Dublin and Edinburgh, which is brilliant. And Dublin has now adopted a religion. So we now have Vaultology in Dublin. And that's mainly because we were actually sending a trade caravan down there. Now, like I said, even though the road isn't actually anything to do with the caravan will now start to use the road because it'll be quicker. It's the path of least resistance because you negate the terrain penalty, and in fact you actually gain a bonus because we've discovered the wheel, so units can move along the road quite quickly. So we've got to decide what we're going to do down here. This would be a minor victory. Both would be a minor victory. We've really got to be careful. Do I want to retreat these guys or do I want to go in for the attack? I think I'm going to try and soften them up with my warriors first if I can. And then maybe my Pictish warriors can then take them out. Yeah, this would be a decisive victory. Now we've still got a problem here because we've got some barbarian axemen down there. And these guys are in a little bit of a bad position. I need to withdraw them and try and get people healed somewhat. These guys are potentially going to be a sort of pain to me. I could start attacking them from here. It's probably what I should do because they're unlikely to come out of their camp. I could actually sort of move up onto the hill and get a bit of a defensive bonus, but say if the barbarians attack me, they'll be leaving their camp. So I think we'll be alright with those, to be honest. But who knows, we shall wait and see. Cleared another forest, 20 more production for Dublin. It's the barbarians' turn now. Now that's not good. That's not good at all. So we've just had some barbarian horsemen appear. So we really need to get this camp wiped out. So I'm going to move up here onto the hill. That puts a bit of distance between those guys and me. Obviously it has used all my movement, so I can't do an awful lot this turn. Now my Pictish warriors get a promotion. So the question is, do I give them a useful promotion or do I give them an instant heal? It's a difficult one. I think what I might actually do is give them medic, so they heal an additional 5 points per turn, and then just try and pull them back here to give them a bit of cover and move these warriors in. Now the warriors are on a hill, so they still have a defensive bonus, and these guys should hopefully be able to heal up. Not an awful lot I can do here, so I'm just going to go straight on to the next turn. Hopefully get that third city founded before those barbarian horsemen get down to where my settlers are. I'll go and check that out in a moment. So they are deciding to attack my warriors, which was kind of expected. If I attack them, I will get a minor victory. But I think I'm going to get these guys to heal up because they really need to. And I'm going to get these guys to fortify as well. At least if they attack me, I will have a defensive bonus. Now the horsemen are moving around my way. This isn't a good thing. Although I could start attacking the horsemen, which is probably a good idea. If they insist on attacking my archers anyway, I might as well try and take the horsemen out if I can. It's probably the best thing I can do. Settlers are almost there. It is going to take them one turn to cross the river, and then another turn to get to the hill, and then another turn to actually set up the city. But that's not too bad. Got another caravan about to be completed at Edinburgh. So they are attacking, as expected, but we gained 15 health and lost 20, so it wasn't too terrible. Right, those horsemen are actually moving around the outside, but while they're still in range, let's weaken them a little bit more. So there's not a lot left of them now. So we've got that caravan done at Edinburgh. What I'm going to do is make another settler at this point, because we need to get our 4th city up and running as quick as possible. We've got our caravan. What we're going to do with this one is... Now, do either of these two cities want a trade route with us? Florence neither likes or dislikes us. Gold's temporarily more effective than they want us to generate a great musician. Can't do anything about that right now. And let's have a look at Mombasa. They want us to defeat... Oh, barbarians are invading their territory. We'll have to go and have a look at that very quickly. So what I'm going to do, I think we're going to go to... Florence is probably the best thing. We are going to wipe this barbarian camp out very quickly. So we will establish a trade route with Florence. Probably better for us because it gives us the most gold anyway. We've just got to be careful of this guy now. So we're going on to the next turn. This will be the point where this guy just turns around and instantly pillages my caravan. It's usually the way it works. Waiting for the city-states. Now the barbarians get their go. They are attacking again. Once again, I heal 15 and take 17 damage. That's not terrible. The main reason why they didn't take as much damage on this turn is because this was their second turn fortified. So your first turn fortified, you get a 25% defensive bonus. All the other turns, you get a 50% defensive bonus. So they took less damage from that. I think they can survive another turn. And the reason I'm waiting is because I'm trying to get my Pictish warriors to heal up enough to take them into attack. So not going to worry too much about that. Now I can no longer see these horsemen. And I don't want this caravan getting attacked. Sadly, I'm probably going to lose that now. I thought these guys were coming for me. I need to try and take those horsemen out, but I'm out of movement points. Going to set up this city, which is good. We now have Cardiff, and we can start building there. The first thing we're going to do is get a granary going. Now, it looks like it'll take a lot of turns. It says 30 turns. But in 7 turns, we will get another population increase, and that'll go down anyway. So I'm just going to keep my eye on this. As I say, I've got a real feeling that this caravan's going to run straight into them, which is going to be a nightmare. But they are being bombarded by the city and the archers. They're out. That's good. Florence is fine. So we can go back and take on that camp. Now, we actually healed more damage than we took that time. And we have discovered ironworking. So I'm quite happy to leave those guys there for now. They do get an also bit of a bonus by having units at the side of them. Could try and get those around behind, actually, but I don't know what's down there. So we're going to leave that for the time being. Dublin has also finished its current construction. Now what we could do is go for the Great Wall. So enemy land units must spend an extra 1 movement per turn per tile inside our territory, and gives us 3 walls inside this city. I'm not sure whether Dublin's the best city to defend or Edinburgh, to be honest. Probably Edinburgh. We could go for the Terracotta Army or the Oracle. The Oracle would give us a free social policy. Everyone's saying, my advisors, my military advisor, my foreign advisor, are saying go for the Terracotta Army. Just having a look if there's anything that I would probably prefer to build, and at this moment in time I don't think there is, so let's go for it and see what happens. And we'll have a look at the tech tree. Now we could just go straight into metal casting, which would give us a forge. Takes 15% production when building land units, and each source of iron worked by the city gives us an extra 1 production. Would be very good. But there again, guilds is very good as well, because that will give us trading posts and that increases gold output. So there's a lot of things we could go for that really would help. I think what we're going to go for because we are going to be building a coastal city soon, hopefully. So we're going to go for drama and poetry, then on to theology, and then we can get compass, and then eventually astronomy, and we can start conquering the sea. So drama and poetry first, then most probably currency, and we're going to start working our way up in that direction. So these guys may as well come back over here and take out the barbarians. We can't see them because they are the other side of a hill and a forest, so we need to be at the top. Can't do anything else on this turn, so we'll leave it at that. We now have 6 sources of iron. Statue of Zeus has been built in a land far away. Well, I don't believe we were building one, so that's of no great loss to me. Heal 15 and take 19 damage. Now, that's not particularly good. Okay, so we can take another pot shot with these guys and hopefully get this camp cleared on the next turn. I've only got 1 guy left, but it's going to be 2 turns. We should be good there. So, what are we going to do about these guys now? Because they are starting to get kind of hammered. So, I'm going to move them out of the way. And I'm going to get my Pictish warriors over here. Now, they can't do an awful lot on this turn, but on the next turn, we should have enough damage output to sufficiently reduce their numbers. And also, we could carry on fortifying until healed. At least that way, we would then get some additional turns. The problem with fortifying is we don't actually fight back, which is the problem. Now, if we attack, it would be a major victory. So, we're going to go for it. We might come off second best on this one, sadly, but yeah, we're not doing... Well, we did quite a lot of damage to them, but we were already damaged to start with. But we'll see what happens. We are on the hill. We do have the high ground, so that helps us immensely. That should be that camp empty, and providing nothing respawns on it on the next turn, we should be able to move in there and clear that out. You guys are going to continue to fortify. We could upgrade these guys now, but obviously they're not in friendly territory, so can't really do that. The Parthenon's been created somewhere else. Well, that's fine, because I wasn't building that either. So what are the barbarians going to do this time around? Ah, they've actually retreated. That was unexpected. But there again, yeah, they've got archers nearby. I shouldn't have done that. I couldn't see those archers. They were out of my view. And now I have a severely weakened force. And I'm within range of their archers. I don't want to bring these guys onto the hill because then I'm blocking their retreat. Also just got a message saying that Dublin is starving. And probably the main reason for that is that there's no spare food being generated over here because... Oh no, we have built... Is the settler built? The settler's built, so we should be okay. So, what we're going to do is we are going to... We're just going to build the Great Wall. We're going to get the Great Wall done. Hopefully these guys... What are these guys building here? These guys are building a pasture, which will give us an extra food. These guys, yeah, hopefully, how long's that left? Couple more turns. Yeah, so Dublin's starving, but they're going to be okay for the time being. There's not too much to worry about them. I think we'll actually be fine. Occasionally it does happen. Right, let's take that. One less thing to deal with. Again, it's always sort of tempting just to leave units up there, just to keep the place safe. At the same time, what we could also do with is going down to Mombasa, because I think they're still being attacked. So what I want to do now currently is I'm going to establish a trade route with Cardiff and help them sort of get a bit of an early boost. We have some more settlers. I am going to bring these guys down here, because that way, I know this is like a really crappy piece of land, but it is on a hill and it is on the coast, so it's as good a place as any, really. And it's, you know, it's sufficiently far away from Dublin so that its land is going to be about, you know, 3 hexes apart from each other. I could put them right on there, but they'll have more land tiles to work if I place them here. So we'll go on to the next turn. Hopefully my guys down here aren't just going to get ripped apart by those archers, although I do have a feeling that they are going to be. Alexander's just completed the terracotta army, which kind of screws me over there. Right, that guy's attacking, which means he's probably going to die. No, oh no, because they're a ranged unit, aren't they? Well, okay, just hang on a second. Let's go back. Yeah, they're a ranged unit, so they can attack without me retaliating. But I can pull back out of range, hopefully. Fortunately, these guys can't get there because he's blocking the path. But if he does come any closer, we'll be dealing with him. So Dublin's now no longer doing the... What were they doing? The Terracotta Army. What we do have the option of doing is the National College. Now, that'd be really good, because the National College would give us additional science. But we must have a library in all cities, and we don't have a library in Cardiff. But we do have some money. So, can we afford a library in Cardiff? Probably not. A library's 400 gold. So, we're going to have to wait on that. I can't even afford to buy one. So, in the meantime, I think what we will do is build a temple. We've got plenty of happiness. We might as well try and use this additional faith where we can. It looks like we've lost a caravan again. I wasn't aware we had. We've got this trade route that's now running to Florence. Or I think that was the actual original one that we had going to Dublin, wasn't it? So I still need to build a third one. Not to worry, we can do that. What's going to happen on this turn? And the culture's still going up as well, which is a good thing. So the barbarians get their turn. Okay, right, barbarian camp discovered. Okay, well that's been discovered by... Right, he's the Egyptian's problem, not mine, I don't care. Dublin is still starving. You're going to have to sort that problem out really soon. We also need to sort this problem out really soon. Now, I could kill him, but that would leave me in a position where I can't really retreat. So I'm going to do that now. And I'm surprised these guys can't kill on the same turn, but they might have enough health to weather the storm. Just going to have a look where these settlers are, make sure they're not running into trouble. They are fine. These guys here, hopefully I'm going to get them to build a farm, because Dublin needs the food. Now, okay, Dublin's no longer starving. It's gone out of the red. Because this pasture is now completed and it's gaining an extra food per turn. It's not growing either, but at the same time they're not starving. So I will take that as a result. Okay, these warriors could end up dying, which is a bit of a pain.
What is
drama and poetry's done. So what we're going to do, try and heal up our Pictish warriors. Get our warriors to take out this guy because it's just going to be an absolute slaughter. Now, I don't know whether or not they will be able to survive a bombardment from the archers, but we'll see what happens. So, we're going to go for currency, as we said before when we looked at the tech tree. And an unknown civilization has now founded Hinduism. These guys have arrived. Let us set up Truro, our fourth city. And one of the first things we're going to do is get a lighthouse going, because that will give us extra food from coast and ocean tiles. And then on to the next turn. Well, at least we've started the expansion now. We have 4 cities. We do have some more workers. We're starting to clear up the barbarians, but there's still a few too many around for my liking. And we have a great profit, which we'll deal with in a moment. Okay, now... I could attack these guys for a major victory. Wouldn't leave an awful lot left of my warriors, but there again, my warriors can't really get away from them much either. So I'm going to go in and thin their ranks. Hopefully that way they won't have as much damage output on their next turn, and I might, possibly, be safe. It's unlikely. Shame I can't withdraw to the hill. Okay, our great profit. So, great profits are used for spreading religion. So I guess the best thing we could do is take them to Florence and spread it there. And then we could even start spreading it to the Greeks, which, you know, would piss them off immensely, but it would work. So let's head on over into Florence. Let's give them Voltology. At least we'll get the benefits from it. Another unmet player has entered into the medieval era. This is the reason why we need a coastal town. We need to be able to build boats and go and explore the rest of the world, because we don't know where everybody else is hiding. So our warriors got killed, which wasn't brilliant. What we are going to do is now we can afford it, which I think we can. We're going to buy some more Pictish warriors, and we're going to move these guys down, and we'll hopefully have 2 lots of Pictish warriors down there dealing with that problem. You can see we've got the scaffolding up for the Great Wall, which is currently being built around my borders. These guys are concentrating on farms, which is going to sort out the starvation problem in Dublin. We could do with some more workers as well. These guys, are they building a road or they're clearing the forest? So they're probably going to get the dyes. Now, one thing that's worth looking at here is the luxury resources. So we've got at least 2 dyes because we've got 2 plantations there. We've got 3 and 4. We're going to have 5 dyes. Now, we do get additional happiness from having the dyes, but as you can see, as it says there, 16 happiness from having at least 1 source of the following luxury resource. We get +4 from gold, +4 from furs, +4 from dyes, and +4 from porcelain. However, we don't get additional happiness from having multiple dyes. So we're going to click on the diplomacy button and see if anybody else would like to trade with us. Well, we'll look at Egypt first because they're friendly. So we'll click on him. And we want to trade. And this is the stuff he has, and this is the stuff we have. Now, you can trade any number of things. You can trade a fixed amount of gold, so like a single lump sum. You can offer or ask for a certain amount of gold per turn, which usually lasts for 10 turns. Most trade deals are for 10 turns. And you can ask for luxury resources, and you can even ask for things like strategic resources. You can ask for them to vote for you or support you on certain votes in the World Congress. You can open borders, but you do need certain technologies. So we can't go for embassy because we already have embassy. We can't open borders because we don't have civil service yet. Defensive pacts, where you agree to sort of same as with a city-state, you're agreeing to help each other. Research agreements. Research agreements are a little bit more complicated. Basically, if you go into a research agreement, it costs you gold. It costs you 200 gold, but at the end of 30 turns, both players get a boost to research. And you can even trade cities. What I want to do is I'm going to look at my luxury resources. Now, it says I've got 4 dyes, and it says I've got 1 fur. It doesn't actually say that I've got the porcelain and gold, and that probably means, let's just get rid of that. We've got, where's the porcelain coming from? Probably from one of the other civilizations. It's probably being gifted to us. So, let's go back into that. Go back into Egypt and trade. So, I want to offer him... Oh, it's 30 turns on a trade resource. So, I want to offer him dye for 30 turns. What will you give me for this? So he is willing to give me 198 gold now and 1 gold per turn for 30 turns. So that's a minimum of what, 228 gold. So yeah, 228 gold for giving him 1 dyes for 30 turns that I'm not using. Yeah, sure. Of course. He didn't have anything else to trade with me. Now let's see if we can trade some of the extra with the other people. Let's go and speak to Germany. I'm going to make him the same offer. Now, they do have luxury resources. They have ivory, incense, and copper, but he's got no gold, and he's actually losing 15 gold per turn, which is bad for him. What happens is, if you have no gold and you're losing money, obviously the gold has to come from somewhere, so it starts to deduct it from your research pool, so it's going to be slowing down his advancement. So I'm going to offer him 1 of my dyes. It won't let me offer him furs. That's probably because he already has furs. What will you give me for this? No. Right, they're not willing to give me anything, and that's probably because they either don't have anything to give, or they're just in such a tough position they can't afford to. What I could do is say, I want your ivory. What do you want for this? Now, he wants me to give him some dyes. He wants me to give him 8 gold per turn for 30 turns. He wants me to give him 5 iron for 30 turns and open my borders to him. He can piss right off. He's not getting that amount of stuff from me. Quick look with Alexander. He's usually a little more willing to trade, but he's still neutral, not friendly with us yet, so let's have a look. Luxury resources. Again, we offer you dyes. What will you give me for this? Now, that's quite nice. He's willing to give me 1 gold per turn for 30 turns, which is a little bit cheap, but he's also willing to give me 2 horses and 1 iron for 30 turns. And I'm going to accept that because even though I don't really need the horses and the iron, it's less for him to use. So we've got a little bit more money coming in now, and we also have 7 iron and 4 horses, not that we're using any of them. So let's go on to the next turn. And then we'll just resolve this next couple of turns before I start thinking about wrapping this video up. Zoom in a bit more now. Those guys look like they've about cleared that forest. So, gold-wise, I'm still only 4th on the list. There's somebody out there who's very, very poor. Bismarck is absolutely skint. The German Empire has literally blown its entire budget. Not too sure what's going on down here. These guys are getting a little bit closer. I could take them out right now. Well, to be on the next turn. I still have the high ground. Let's see if they do a runner on the next turn, actually. Let's see what they intend to do. We need to make another trade caravan, because that ideally gives us even more gold into the Empire. Somebody's enhanced their religion. Right, they're taking some pot shots at me. Okay, back to my turn. So, this is a decisive victory. Another win for the Pictish Warriors. Now, I could move them back and try get them on the hill, but I think they're alright for now. Alexander's entered the medieval era. Now, the merchants of Mombasa seek new riches. They have heard rumours of sugar and its great value. You will be rewarded if you're able to connect this resource on your trade network. Well, have I got sugar anywhere near me? I haven't seen... Oh, there's some, but that's like quite a good distance away. Unless I'm willing to go and plonk down another city around there. I mean, I could do. There's no reason why I couldn't have another city. Probably not in the marsh, but I could put another city over here. Do I really want to expand that fast and risk having a 5th city? I mean, I could do. Let's play the next turn and see what happens. It's often not worth expanding too quickly because my happiness is only 5. And that is partially caused by expansion, when it lets me have my turn back and I can mouse over the happiness indicator. So, Barbarian's turn. Not a lot happening. So, yeah, 27 total unhappiness, 9.6 generated from the number of cities, and 18 generated by population. So having more cities would give me unhappiness. Okay, these guys have turned up. That is not a good thing. I am going to withdraw, because that will give me a defensive bonus, hopefully. And my great profits have arrived in Florence, and I've actually just decided what I'm going to do with them. Actually, is just going to move them back into Cardiff for now, because I can actually use them to enhance my religion instead of spreading it, and I think that's what I want to do. We're going to go and enhance the religion. We're not going to waste the great profit this time around. So a unit needs orders. That's just my Pictish warriors saying they can't move into the square I asked them to because their guys are in the way. So we'll get there eventually. Almost done currency. That'll be finished at the end of this turn as well. Just 1 turn left for that. Losing our grip on Mombasa is even more important. Why should we be able to do sugar? Now they are attacking, but they're attacking uphill, which should give us the sort of benefit here. Okay, there's currency done. We're now in the medieval era. We're going to continue to get these guys down here as quick as possible. Now the question is, what do I do here? Do I try and attack? I mean, they have 59 hit points. I'm going to do approximately 37 damage. I have... How many hit points do I have? Not that many, that's for certain. I have 23 hit points, and they're going to hit me for approximately 15 damage. I'm going to heal until fortified, in the hope that I can weather the storm until the other guys get here. I'm going to have a look at the research tree. We're pretty sort of level pegging now. I think we might go for civil service, because then we can have pikemen. We can then build Chichen Itza, which would give us some additional happiness. Or we could go for guilds and build the East India Trading Company. I know we're not really a trading civilization, but as I said, my backup plan is to go the diplomatic route. Having the additional gold to basically bribe and buy your way with the city-states is not a bad idea. So, Truro has adopted a religion. Hopefully it's Voltology. Yes, it is. And what we are going to do, we don't want to spread religion, we want to enhance our religion. We could also construct a holy site, which would give us additional food and faith. But we're going to bring them back to Edinburgh, and I think the reason why I can't enhance my religion here is because they have to be next to the holy city. And as you can see with the mouse over, this is the holy city for Vaultology. So that will be on the next turn. So we will play the next turn out, but then we'll end the video before we resolve it, I think. Move on to the next one. Mombassa's searching for science. Right, they're attacking me again, but I also gain 10 health. So I lost 13, gained 10. So basically I only lost 3, and they lost, what was it, 48? This would be a decisive victory. Hopefully they've got no units behind them to back them up. Right, now he's in a really bad way. But hopefully we can get him some health back. I want to get my other guys down and get them involved in the fight because I'm no longer getting XP. I'm still getting faith for the kills from the Pictish warriors, but they've obviously gone over the XP cap with the barbarians now. Dublin can now build something else. And I think what we may go for is the stable. The stable will give us an extra 15% production when building mounted units, and now we've got some horses available as a strategic resource. We should probably start doing that. And also each source of horses, sheep and cattle worked by the city produce an extra 1 production as well. We have sheep right there, and that's all we have for this city, but again it's worth the bonus just for the mounted units. Oh, there's some more sheep there, so we get an extra 2 production per turn. So let us go for that. Build a stable. These guys need orders. It's because their guys are in the way, but we can run through them. We can pass through them because they're friendly with us, so that's not a problem. We can't stop on the same tile, but we can pass through. And there we go. That's all the moves that I can and probably should make on that turn. So what I want to do next is look at getting another trade caravan. We'll probably get another trade route soon as well. Could do with another worker or 2, and possibly a 5th city somewhere down here could be really useful. The marshes aren't the best place to put one, but it'd be nice to get that sugar at some point. It'd be also nice if we could work Mount Kailash as well. So possibly we put a city on one of these marsh tiles, and then we can reach both 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we could reach the sugar and we could reach that. So possibly look at putting a 5th city down here somewhere. So guys, thanks again for watching. I hope you're still enjoying the series. And like I said, if you do have any questions about the game, either send me a message or put them in the comments below. I'll do my best to answer them. Like I said, I'm not an expert on the game, and but I do know quite a lot about the mechanics, and I enjoy playing the game. I put loads and loads of hours into it. One of the things about this game is because it is so complicated, and there have been 2 expansion packs. Each expansion pack kind of changes stuff that were in the original, and then Brave New World changes stuff that was in Gods and Kings. So occasionally even I get muddled up because so much stuff changes. But yeah, I'll do my best to answer any questions if you have them. And I hope you'll join me on the next video where we continue to expand our empire, and hopefully we can start getting some production going that will improve our science and we can get a bit of ahead of the game. Let's have a very quick look at the scores. So nobody's lost their capital city. Everyone else is pretty much neutral. We'll have a very quick look at the scores. And as you can see, looking at score alone, I'm actually the top. Not by much. The number 2 is quite close to me. Out of the players that I've met, my ally and friend, Egypt, is right down there at the bottom. Bismarck doing surprisingly well considering they're bankrupt. But yeah, it's good that we're ahead on score. So at least maybe worst case scenario, we can spin it out to turn 500 and get a time victory if we doesn't look like we can get one of the other victories by that point. So thanks again for watching, guys, and I'll see you on the next video. So until then, goodbye for now.